Good morning, everyone. It's Charla, and it's early morning, about 5 o'clock on Sunday. I have not been around very much, and I thought I'd tell you why, so you'd know a little bit about what's going on in my life. Well, I have been ill, and with asthma and bronchitis exacerbation, but I'm doing much better now. But my parents have been, they're just not doing well. It's so sad when your parents are aging and they're getting where they can't stay by themselves and they don't want to leave their home, and that's what's happening. My dad's 83 and he's been fighting cancer for 8 years. 8 years of chemo, every Wednesday chemo, and doing real well and having a pretty good quality of life, but my mother's health is failing now, and she actually has done something to her back. They were doing physical therapy at home, coming to her house, and she suddenly got where she was dragging one foot. So they've done all sorts of tests, and except to have a CAT scan on Tuesday, I think, and they don't know what's wrong, but she has a real bad back, and I'm thinking that they had her riding this bike that you sit on the floor, and I'm just flopping her around. Sorry. And I think it did something to her degenerative back. So bless her heart, she got up this morning and she couldn't even get out of bed. So she called the ambulance, and with my situation, having to do breathing treatments and all every few hours, 3 different ones, or 2 different ones. My husband went up to the hospital because there's a stomach bug going around, and I sure can't get that. And my husband went up there, and my brother, because Daddy's not able to. And they kept her for a while and did a few really just blood tests and urine tests, I think. And they may have done an x-ray, I'm not sure, but mainly just sent her home. I've seen a decline in the care of the elderly in the last few years, and they just don't want to do as much testing, or it's mostly palliative care. But so she came home. My husband had to go back and get her, and after that, my husband talked to me and said, something's going to have to be done because they're struggling. It's just getting worse every day. Well, we know that, but we're trying to let them make the decision as to what they want to do. And Mother's ready to go to assisted living, and Friday she had me come over and they just lived 2 houses down, and why the people from the assisted living came and talked to her, and she even put a deposit down and said that she was going to move in by the 1st, but Daddy does not want to, so it has to be a joint decision. But something has to be done soon because they're having a lot of problems with. They have someone that comes twice a day and takes care of the goats and the dogs. They have a house cleaner that comes every Monday and does grocery shopping, and then another girl that comes whenever they call her during the week. And Mother has a person that helps her with her bath, and my dad's had the bathroom remodeled and had it fixed where it's just really nice for her, put in a bidet, and they've done everything they can to stay at home. Everything. They've put ramps up. They really have done everything they can to stay at home this long. But it's just come to a point in time that meals are very hard. We try to go get things for them, and they have things but sometimes they don't even feel like walking in the kitchen to get the food. And of course they eat. It's not that they don't eat, it's just that it's hard for them. So I might say a little prayer that whatever they're supposed to do, the transition will be an easy one. I'm the oldest child, and I can't do as much as I want to because of my health, but my health is improving. I absolutely drove to Lubbock, which is 20 minutes away, last week by myself, went into an office by myself, and I just sit down and rest a little bit at a time. Came out, drove to Savers, decided I had to go to the restroom before I went in there, so I went to McDonald's, and then went back to Savers, got out, got my scooter out, put it together, and went in. And then hubby came out and met me. I was glad because I didn't think I had the strength to put that scooter back in the car. Oh, man. But I was so happy because that is the first time I've done that in years by myself. So I'm encouraged. I will get short of breath, but I'll just stop and sit down, catch my breath, and go a little bit more, trying to build up stamina. But I have little Penelope, and she's not really dressed in her Sunday best, but she is dressed in a really pretty petite no, it's not petite army. Elliot Rose. I think it is. Emily Rose. I can always tell by those little flowers and the little ruffle. A little ruff around the sleeve. And then she's just got on little sockies. It's really sweet on her. And she's just precious. And then I made her this cute little headband with a little crown on it. A little gray velvet ribbon, and it's got little pearls. Little rhinestones. I need to get her rooted. A lot of her hair has come out, and I need to get her little fingertips touched up and put some matte varnish on her. But you know how you go to a certain baby when you're wanting comfort? It seems like I always go to Penelope. So, oh, I just love her, and I do want to get her fixed up. But first things first right now, I gotta think about what's going on with my parents. And I don't know if any of you have gone through it or not, but it's not fun. It's part of the aging process, though. Part of us growing older. It's just that it's hard. My parents have lived in the same house for, let me think, 53 years. And even though Mother's been cleaning out and organizing for the last few years since Daddy got sick, there's going to be a lot of stuff that needs to be done. And it's just hard. Transition, this is just not an easy thing. I'm sure that any of you that have been through it know. Ooh, I got a cramp in my hand. Let me change hands. I tell you, this iPhone 6 is not the easiest thing to hold. It's not as easy as my iPhone 5 was, but I like it. I love it. It's just it's a little bit harder to hold. So that's what's going on here. My sister comes every Wednesday. It's a 2-hour drive for her. She's been doing it for all these years to take Daddy to chemo. They're there all day. Usually I go stay with Mother while he's gone. And then if there's any little short errands that need to be done, like pharmacy or pick something up at town, my husband goes and does it for him. And then I have 2 other brothers, and they do what they can, but they're farming right now. Luckily, they both retired in their 40s, but they bought farms, and it's time to start turning the earth and getting ready for planting, so they're busy, real busy right now. So, but I miss watching the videos. I try to catch what's coming across my feed when I sit down for just a minute or two, but I know I'm missing a lot of them because a lot of my favorites don't come across my feed. Sometimes it's people I don't know. And I did change Penelope, and still holding my babies and loving on them, and they bring me so much joy and happiness. And even when I go down to my parents, I take one with me. Usually it's just comforting. Just very, very comforting. But I wanted y'all to know, if I'm not commenting, you'll know why. And then sometimes I can catch a video on my iPhone if I'm down at Mom and Dad's, but for some reason I haven't figured out how to comment on this iPhone 6, so I can't comment. I can watch, but I can't comment. Look at those little bunnies. Aren't they cute? 2 little bunnies. So our weather is pretty. It was really nice today. It was warm and it's supposed to be in the 70s, I think, tomorrow, but not time to plant flowers yet because we're still going to get down in the 30s some at night. But I want to have a real pretty yard this year, and I'm excited about planting flowers and doing some things. It's spring break, and my granddaughter's in Colorado snow skiing, so I think my daughter may come this next week for a few days, and that will be nice. We want to make a wreath for our front doors, spring wreath, and she can help me with Mom and Dad and some things like that. It's just be a comfort to have her here. So that's where I am, and that's what I'm doing. My health's a lot better. I'm about over this bronchitis. I get coughing spells where I can't talk, and like right now my throat's getting really dry, so I'm going to have to go, but I'm not running fever, and I'm feeling much, much better. But I'm happy to be able to make this little short video. I had insomnia. I'm on 50 milligrams of prednisone. They gave me 50 milligrams IV, and then I've been on 50 milligrams a day for a while. So, I'm really hopping. I've got energy, and I am really, really wide awake. Haven't slept a wink all night. But I can take a little cat nap whenever I need to, and everything is going to be just fine. If it's one thing that I've learned, it's take one day at a time. So I miss talking to some of y'all and visiting with you, but right now life is taking some strange turns, and I need to be here to help. So, God bless, and we'll talk later. Thank you from West Texas. Bye.